Good morning, Miramar, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Tamara G. Don't forget, you can check us out on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Miramar. And with me today, even though they are not in Miramar, they are our neighbors in Broward County. We have with us Mike Abel. He is the manager and co-founder of Swirl Bistro, and Chef Judith Abel, who is the master chef. And we're going to be talking to them about their wonderful establishment that is in the Margate area. So welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No problem. True confession here. I actually have been when you guys were at your old location, and now you've actually moved to a new location. So that means growth and everything. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
No problem. So let's start with Mike. So Mike, why did you guys want to open up a bistro, particularly one that deals with a wine tasting place as well as high-end cuisine?
Well, in a quick synopsis, we are caterers, actually. We started out as caterers, and people really enjoyed our food, and everyone kept saying, oh, you should open a restaurant, you should open a restaurant. So we went forward with opening a restaurant, and then we liked going to wine lounges. So we wanted to combine the nice high-end quality food of a restaurant, as well as the comfort and I guess community level of a wine bistro, wine bar, where people come in, taste exceptional wines, and they found that pairing both together elevated everyone's experience.
So, okay, and as you said, everybody can tell you should open up a restaurant. You should open up a restaurant, but they don't know how much hard work is in doing that. How long did you guys prepare before you actually were able to open up a place? Or did you find a place right away and just, you went right into it?
No, it took us about 2 years looking for a spot. And when the opportunity opened up in Coconut Creek, where our first restaurant was, it just felt right at that point. So, and then it took another year
renovations
in renovation and just getting the menu together, getting everything done, staff and all that for us to open. And we did open in March of 2017.
Right. And you're right. It is Coconut Creek. It's right there on the edge. So I was calling it Margate, but you're absolutely right. It's Coconut Creek where you guys were before. And now you've moved to a location in Margate. So as the chef Judith, how long have you been in this business of really making people feel good with food? And then you decide to move it into doing wine and food.
Well, we started catering 2007. We had a commissary in Hollandale Beach. And so we did weddings, corporate events, bar mitzvahs, pretty much everything. And then people started asking us for they wanted a restaurant experience. And so we started just doing, pop-up dinners in the front of the commissary, but it only held like 10 people at a time. And then we started doing pop-up restaurant in other wine bars as well in Fort Lauderdale. So, and more people were coming to those, and we just decided, the time is right. We have the right people. People are asking us for these experiences, so it's best for us to find a larger spot that we can still do the catering and do the wine bar and restaurant.
And so with that, obviously, what type of food do you have at Swirl Bistro?
Well, I am Jamaican, and we call it global fusion. It's just based on my experiences, my travels, just things that have helped to make me as a chef. So I wanted to give people that experience as well.
Okay. And so, Mike, I want to go back to the entrepreneurial part of this because, obviously that's very important. Yes, you can have the best food in the world. You can have the greatest atmosphere, but truly to open up a business and for it to run, customer service, hiring people, keeping the doors open. That's not for the faint of heart. Did you guys own other businesses before going into this?
No, but I was a senior accounting manager for several large multi-billion dollar companies. So I had people that I managed before, and I understood a lot of the accounting structure and financial timing and financial review.
Okay.
So it helped me when we transitioned to our own entrepreneurial basis.
Right. And so with that, do you recommend people to just, go straight into it, just head first? Because there are a lot of people who do that. They're like, I have this idea, I want to sell popsicles, to whomever. and
Yeah.
and they, want to just go right into it. Or do you really suggest that they have a business plan, and that everything won't happen right away? It took you guys 2 years to open the restaurant. I think a lot of people just think you wake up one day and it can happen for you.
No, like any successful business, nothing happens overnight. From a multi-billion dollar corporation to a cottage industry, generally people take time to learn their market, figure out what market will work best for them, identify what their capital needs will be, identify how long they can go without immediate revenue coming in. And you need to know these things, and a business plan is what will help you do that. So I recommend that to anybody, even if it's just a basic business plan of laying out a little path for yourself. Because when the market changes, you feel it. And if you don't have a plan in place, or you can't adjust it accordingly, and COVID has taught us all that we have to make better plans when we're holding our business and when we're doing certain things. Because at any given time, your product may be moved down to the lowest end of the list. And it may still be a good product, but you have to hang in there, and you need to know how you're going to hang in there.
If you are just now tuning in, thank you so much for watching the show. We are speaking this morning with Chef Judith Abel from Swirl Bistro, as well as her husband. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, Mike Abel, who is the co-founder, of course, and the business manager for the restaurant. How is it working every day with your spouse? Because you guys see each other from sun up to sundown. Which one of you would like to take care of that question first?
It's actually not, I mean, we're both A-type personalities, so we do headbutt a lot, but we do both have a lot on our plate individually. So although we're working together, a lot of times we're working apart because she's in the kitchen, her lab, trying to create dishes, and then I'm looking at the payroll and marketing and all the other factors that help to maintain the business. So with us both having, you know, identifiable, well-needed roles, we're busy. So when we're done at the end of the day, we're both exhausted. So when we go home, we at least have that little bit of time. So although we're with each other 24 hours a day, I think we maybe spend 4 hours in total for the day talking to each other about non-business items.
Chef Judith, do you want? Oh, that's so sweet. And you know what? But I think a lot of people would love to be able to work with family and work with their spouse, but like you said, maybe their personalities don't click, or they have different, plans for the business, and then that causes a problem. And so, how do you guys work that out? Because I'm sure that has come up. You may wanted, a 30-seater and she wanted a 50-seater, or, you may want to add live music because you think that's going to bring some more customers in, and, one of you doesn't want to do that. So where's the compromise?
Well, admittedly, I'm the stubborn one, so I always want my way. But eventually, you have to stop and listen carefully to your partner, and you wind up learning to listen to them when what you want your way becomes a mistake and it costs you.
Yeah.
So then you learn and you go, okay, maybe I should start listening carefully, and we work this out in accordance.
Perfect. And when you're talking about starting a business, particularly a Black-owned business. Was there the capital there for you guys to start this with? Were you able to go to get a loan or a grant of some type to start this? Because I know a lot of people, like we said, have great ideas, but they just don't know where to start, or they don't have the money to start.
Yeah, we did a lot on it because I was still working full time. So it allowed us a little bit of flexibility to take care of at least our personal expenses and didn't have to depend on getting paid from the business. We're still doing catering. So prior to opening the business, we had several major catering events that gave us a cash influx that helped us out. And then we were just savvy enough to not overspend on the rent for the place we went to, and to also not overspend on the renovation. A lot of it was done by our sweat equity.
Wow.
So that's why it took a little longer in consideration. If you had a huge ton of money, and admittedly we didn't know enough. We know more now about going after grants and things like that. And I would say to people, even if you're in the midst of thinking about your business, then find those grants and start working on them at the same time that you're planning your business. Because you do the groundwork by getting your federal identification number, you create your LLC. Once you have those in place and ready to go, then those are the things that you're going to use to go after those grants. But the business plan is also a tool to help you go after the grants as well, because a lot of the information you have in your business plan are what's requested on these grants.
Yeah.
Great. And so, Chef Judith, I want to ask this question. Obviously Mike brought it up about COVID and how everybody had to, kind of pivot during the 2.5 years that we've been locked down. People weren't having events. People had canceled weddings and bar mitzvahs and just, things, celebratory events. How were you guys able to actually still stay in business during that time? Because there are so many restaurants that are not here anymore through no fault of their own. They had a great product, but they just couldn't survive COVID.
Yeah. Well, we had to pretty much change our menu, gear it towards family style. We literally became social media. I don't want to say expert, but God, we have to get
all of a sudden, huh?
better a lot quick. You know what I mean? So we started posting stuff. If I was making fresh pasta, I would post it. If I was making fresh sauces, I'd post it. I would, if I was cooking something, we would, post that as well, and people would see the flames, and we just trying to get people engaged, and that kind of helped us. And we have amazing guests. I mean, our customers, I don't like calling them customers because a lot of them became more like family and great friends. They supported us. So I like the idea of being in a community. I've always have. And we created that space, and people felt like, oh, let's go and support Mike and Judy. Their family. And we even had one friend of ours. She drove all the way from Jupiter because we were doing a Sunday brunch, and we put this package together where people, get their mimosas and stuff like that. She drove down and pretty much had to put a tent out there, and we take that, put the pictures up, and people start coming. So we had to change on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
You also did some consulting.
Okay, did some consulting too. Okay, perfect. And so now the restaurant is in a new location. Tell us the address so people can find you.
It's 4976 West Atlantic Boulevard in Margate, Florida.
Perfect. And obviously you can go there for a great meal. As I mentioned, when you guys were in Coconut Creek, when you first opened, I actually went and had a glass of wine. And that's the other thing. Now, a lot of people, don't know a whole lot about wine, but you guys have some great selections, and you will be able and willing to teach them about that.
Yeah, I always go by this approach. Wine is not that complicated. If you like what you taste, great. If you don't, move on to the next glass. So when people come in, I try my best to make them feel very comfortable about ordering wine. And I ask them some questions, try and get a feel for what their taste profile might be, and then give them a taste of a couple of things and let them pick what they like. We
I
keep it
love that
simple.
attitude,
Not
Mike. I'm
supposed to
gonna
be
be
hard.
drunk by the end of the night, fooling with you. If you don't like it, move to the next one. Although I have
That's
not,
one. That's right.
yeah, I haven't found a glass of wine that I don't like, so I'm in that. So give us your hours of operation again and the address so that people know where they can go for Swirl Bistro. You guys accept reservations because again, it's a little bit very nice, higher end type kind of place. A great place to bring a date night. And so how can people find you guys?
Sure. So we're open 6 days a week. The only day we're closed is Monday. So Tuesday through Thursday, we're open from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, we're open from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. And Sunday, we do a Sunday brunch every Sunday. And we do that from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on the 4th, I believe we're introducing a little music. We'll have a jazz musician coming in and playing a jazz sax for the entertainment of the crowd that's coming in and give them something nice to enjoy. We are again at 4976 West Atlantic Boulevard, and that is in Margate, Florida, 33063. And you can find all the information about us. We have a Google page and we have our own webpage at www.swirlbistro.com.
All right. So for any of your neighbors to the south that are in Miramar and they want to come up to the Margate area to enjoy a wonderful meal by Chef Judith, as well as some wonderful wine, they can always go to swirlbistro.com or look them up on any type of social media, because again, they're social media gurus now that they had to make it work during COVID. So you can all their information there. Thank you so much, Chef Judith. Abel, thank you very much. Mike Abel from Swirl.
Thank you.
No, thank you. And we certainly appreciate you talking with us today. And again, if you want more information, you can always go to swirlbistro.com. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for watching Good Morning Miramar. I'm your host, Tamara G. Until next time. See you.
Thank you.